Perfect. All right, you guys. So coach already introduced me, goal setting 101. Now, I didn't warn you ahead of time, but there may be some participation on this, okay? So what's a goal? Oh, I see some brave people looking to unmute. No?
Something to achieve. Something you want to achieve.
Excellent. Yeah, something you want to achieve. It's simple, right? Goals don't have to be complicated. So something we want to achieve. Next question. And I apologize, I didn't see who spoke, but thank you. Why do we set goals?
To grow.
To get better as a person.
But as a person, I heard someone else say to grow. Anything else?
To achieve things.
To achieve things? Is that what you said, bud?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Oh, also, one of my rules, you guys, there's no wrong answers here. Okay, we're finding what works out for each one of us. So there's no wrong answers. Yeah, so we want to achieve things. We want to grow. We want to grow as people. Now, what we're going to talk about today, it's going to be stuff that we can apply to different areas. But of course, once we get to our actual goal, we're going to talk just about basketball. So goals not just help us to grow, which you guys are deep. I like it. We're deep already on Sunday. But goals help us. I'm not going to read you everything off the slideshow. And again, you guys, you don't need to write all of this down. What's most important is you write down the goal setting. But goals help us give us a focus too. If I have something I want to achieve, it gives me a focus. We're going to talk about goals that excite us. It helps to motivate us too. I won't ask you to show hands because I know there's coaches here, but I bet you there's days where you just don't want to go to practice and you're not looking forward to it. That's okay. But what's your goal? You know, why are you guys doing this to begin with?
Come on, be excited for practice.
We're always excited for practice, no matter what.
There you go.
But yeah, that's what we want, things that excite us, you guys, because we're getting better. Practice is going to get us better, right? Setting these goals are going to help give us markers to look at. So when we, talk about our goals and we're starting to develop goals, I'm only going to give you one kind of sort of true teaching moment here, you guys. So bear with me. This is the only definition I have for you. Okay. And again, you don't have to write this down, but there's 3 types of goals. And the reason why I want to talk about the different types of goals is because that's going to help us determine our plan or your plan later on at the end of today. So a process goal, improving form, technique, strategy, your footwork to catch and shoot. If you're a post player, maybe you're working on a new move down low, or you're working on the proper, footwork to drive and dish. So there's different ways that we have process improvement. Performance is a little bit easier to kind of set that goal and measure that goal. So overall personal performance, if I want to increase my free throw percentage, and that's not a very good goal quite yet, what do I want to increase my free throw percentage to? Maybe it's 75%. That gives me a really clear indication of this is where I am, this is where I want to go, and I know exactly if I've met my goal or not. Okay, so the outcome goal, we're emphasizing outperforming other people. So winning a basketball game, or maybe it's being the top scorer in your conference or in your league. And I will say I don't have access to the chat. So if there's stuff going on there, Joe, if you wouldn't mind just shouting it out.
Okay.
I have my cheat notes on the other screen for the presentation. That's the only reason. But so that's something that is also a good goal, right? We can want to win a game. We can want to win a game maybe against our rival or something like that. So this is a little tougher question for you guys. When we look at these 3 types of goals, and if anyone needs me to clarify some more, let me know. Process, performance, outcome. I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. What do process and performance have in common that outcome, where we're outperforming others, wink, wink, doesn't? What's the thing they have in common, process and performance? No brave souls.
Someone put they both impact how we do.
They both impact how we do. Yes, absolutely. Anything else?
They're personal goals.
Personal goals. Okay.
You can't have performance without the process.
Ooh, okay. Someone came to play today. I like it. Yeah. So we need the process kind of leads to the performance. And you could even say that would help us potentially with our outcome. Those are all great things, you guys. There's one more thing. If we look at process and performance versus outcome, you are in control of that process and you are in control of your performance. Okay. Again, outcome is not bad, but one thing you will hear me say time and time again, not just today, but as we continue to work together, I want you to focus on what you can control. Okay. There's a lot of things that are happening in a basketball game that we can't control. What's going to help us continue to move forward and focus is what can I control today? And we're going to get into that with our goals as well. All right. So now you've learned at least 3 things today, unless you knew this before. Okay. It's great. I threw a definition at you. I told you it's motivating. It gives us something to focus on. We become better people potentially. How do we reach our goals, you guys?
By working hard.
By working hard. Yep. What are some other things we need to do to reach our goals?
Practicing them.
Practicing them. Absolutely.
Dedicating to the goal you set.
Good. Dedicating to the goal you set. Anyone else? Okay. Those are all fantastic answers. And I'm going to get a little more specific with you guys. Let's say you're at a tournament and it's somewhere you haven't been before. Okay. We're kind of unfamiliar with what's going on. You've got a few hours between your games. You want to go grab something to eat. What are some of the steps you guys are going to take?
Find the concession stand.
I love it. Find the concession stand. I'm not here to give a nutrition talk, but let's say you have time to get like a bigger meal. Let's say the concession stand's out of order for the time being. Okay. I love that though. You were like simple concession stand.
Ask my parents to go get a place by a restaurant.
Ask your parents to get a place by the restaurant. Cool. Now, if your parents don't know the area, what might they need to do to get that food?
Look at a map.
Look at a map. Yeah. If we know what we want, right? We want to get something to eat. Okay. So one of the steps, we got to ask our parents, can we go grab something to eat? Does the kind of food you eat matter? Maybe for some of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I would say yes, especially if you have a game to play. So we're going to look for a place to eat, probably that's close to us that we can get to easily. If we're going with our team, we got to make sure we can handle the big numbers, right? And we want to make sure it's something we want to eat. That would be good for us before a game. So our goal is get something to eat, and already look at all the steps we've taken and we haven't even left the gym yet. Okay. Now we get in the car, going down the road, road's blocked, streets shut down. There's construction, we can't get there. Can we still reach our goal? I'll take head nods. I'll take head nods for this. Yeah, we can still reach our goal, you guys. So what we may need to find an alternate route on the map. Maybe there's no other place we can go or no other way we can get there. So maybe we have to find someplace new. Maybe concessions will be back in order. Okay, so we had the goal and there's things that are going to happen, but first we need to have a direction, right? Where are we going to put our hard work? What are we working hard at? What are we being dedicated to? Okay, and I know you guys have practice schedules, and I would imagine you have conversations with things that your strengths, your weaknesses, things to improve on, but we want to make sure we have a plan. So as we get more into kind of the pieces that are going to involve you just a little bit more, we're going to help you develop that plan. Any questions, comments, concerns before we get going here or move on? All right. Again, you guys, go ahead. If you have questions, don't hesitate. All right. So I combined a little bit. Has anyone here ever heard of a SMART goal? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. I love it. So for a lot of you, this is brand new information and it's fantastic. So we're going to use a little bit of a SMART goal, and I combine what's called WHOOP, because one, who doesn't want to say whoop? But two, I want to combine the goal you have, again, with that motivation, that drive, that dedication, what's going to keep you going. So the first thing we're going to talk about, and this is where I want you guys to start thinking about what you are looking for when it comes to goal setting. Okay. So we don't just want to set a goal, right? We want it to be effective. If I say, I want to be a better basketball player, what does that mean? Okay. And I bet you if I asked you, picked 5 of you randomly, I won't, I promise, and said, what does being a better basketball player mean to you? I bet I'm going to get 5 different responses. So in order to make sure we're putting the best goal together, again, for us, we've got some steps I want you to follow. Okay. Choose something you want to accomplish. Okay. We're going to do a little activity in a little bit here, but I want something that excites you, that when you think about reaching your goal, you get joy, happiness, pride. Pick an emotion, but I want you to feel something with it. Okay. I don't want you to set a goal because, well, this is what I should do. Okay. I want you to pick something that you want to accomplish. Now, I will give you I'm going to give you a couple parameters on our goal setting today. These steps are good for any kind of goal. Doesn't have to be basketball. Today, I want you to set a goal regarding basketball. Sound good? All right. And the other thing, I want it to be a process or a performance goal. And depending on where you are in the season, that may influence what you do. And it's okay if we need to shift that as we go along. But I just kind of want to give you an idea of how we're going to build this out. The other requirement, the last requirement, and I don't like putting shackles on you guys, but I want to make sure that we're giving something that if we need to adjust anything, we've got time to touch base. But I want it to be a month, 4 to 6 weeks. I'll give you 4 to 6 weeks. So that's kind of our time frame. So we have something we want to accomplish. Make sure that goal is challenging, right? But not unrealistic. So I'll pick something absolutely ridiculous, but I want to get better at basketball player, be better at basketball. And the way I'm going to do that is I want to beat Brianna Stewart one-on-one. We do know who Brianna Stewart is, right? Oh, okay, LeBron. I'll go LeBron James. I should say Giannis. Get out of here, LeBron. Give me Giannis. All right. Okay. That's probably a really unrealistic goal for a lot of reasons for me. I could also set the goal of becoming a better basketball player by beating my mom one-on-one. I love my mom, but I would crush her. I would not have to work very hard. Okay. So that also is not a great goal for me because it's not very challenging. So this is a piece where it can be hard. We have to be kind of honest with ourselves. What's realistic for us? Okay. And I know that can be kind of hard to hear when we're setting goals, but again, we can wish, we can hope, we can dream, but we've got to get those goals set that are going to help us with building blocks. Okay. If I were to say, I want to run a marathon, I'm not going to start out by running 26 miles. I'm going to take little baby steps. So a first goal for me, so like for the first month, maybe my goal is to run 3 miles in 30 minutes. Okay. And I can build on it from there. Be specific. So if my goal is to be a better basketball player, do we think that's a good specific goal or not? No, it's a little broad, isn't it? What if I said I wanted to become a better basketball player by improving my ball handling skills? Is that more specific?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. You guys, you get this. You're smart. You're all so smart. So here's the thing. As we get into our goals, I could set a ball handling goal that's more of a process goal and work on my technique, maybe work on my footwork with something. I could also, and I don't know when you start keeping these stats, but maybe my goal is to improve my assist to turnover ratio, or maybe it's just to have less turnovers a game. So that's something that if I have a number, that could be a good ball handling goal. Does that make sense? All right. Okay. So I'm going to be specific with my goal. And again, we haven't even gotten to planning yet. I know deadlines can be stressful, but we have to have a deadline, you guys. If I just put that I want to become a better ball handler and I don't give myself a deadline, it's hard for me to stay accountable. And again, it's gonna be hard to put a plan together. So it's important that we put a deadline together. Deadlines can be scary because if I don't meet my deadline, it's like a failure. Okay. Here's my question for you guys. Are failures bad things? Okay, I'm seeing some no's. Anybody
No,
want?
you can learn from it.
Yeah, you can learn from your failures, you guys. So when we are working at setting our goals and trying to achieve things, failing's not bad. Failing is another way for us to learn. So as we go through this goal setting process and as you kind of take it into the weeks to come, there may be some things that you realize, you know what, this wasn't a very good goal for me for whatever reason, or maybe it's not a good plan for you. It's okay to adjust what we're doing today and kind of rearrange that goal. All right. I'm not saying give up because you've had a hard day or it just doesn't, you don't feel like it anymore, but it's okay to adjust those goals. All right. Last thing, you guys, we have to define what success is for us. So again, depending on the kind of goal I set, if my goal, I don't know why I picked ball handling. I was a post player, but apparently it's because I want to be better at ball handling. So if it was a process goal to improve maybe my footwork on my ball handling, or maybe there's a specific drill that we do in practice where we maybe count reps or things like that, that's a process goal. That's going to be something that's less easy to go, this is the specific number I'm going to hit. Where that performance goal, I'm going to again do assist to turnover ratio or however many turnovers I have in a game. Okay. So if you don't define what your success is right now, it's going to be really hard for us to build a plan around that goal, to kind of evaluate, is this an appropriate goal for me? Is this challenging enough? Is it realistic? And then 3, it's really hard to know if we need to adjust that goal. Any questions, comments, concerns on these steps, you guys? Okay. I mean, my definition of fun is probably very different from yours, but hopefully we're going to have a little fun with this next little deal we're going to do. You're lucky we're virtual, you guys, because I make people stand up and do stuff when we're together. All right. So think about that goal you want to set, you guys. What do you want to achieve? I'm going to ask you one more time to think about how that's going to make you feel. Is it something that excites you? Is it something that you're like, I'm going to feel so good about this? And again, it's about you. This goal is all about you. If you can, write down your goal right now in 3 to 6 words. And I'll give you some time for that. And again, as we go through this, you guys, if I'm moving too quickly, just let me know. So 3 to 6 words. It's where we want to be 1 month from now. And keep in mind, you guys, there's no right or wrong way to do this. I didn't ask. I asked if you knew what a SMART goal was, but I didn't ask how many of you have set goals before. I imagine most of you. But this is still kind of a different process, I would imagine. So if we have to adjust stuff and rearrange it, no worries. All right. So we've got our goal written down where we want to be in 1 month from now, hopefully in 3 to 6 words. Okay. Here's the little activity part, you guys. I want you to close your eyes. Be completely relaxed. Where are you going to be when you reach your goal? Is it going to be in practice? Is it a tournament? Is it a one-on-one session with someone? Is it just on your own? How do you feel when you reach that goal? When you reach that success that you defined, and you think of all the hard work you put in over the last month, imagine how that's going to feel, you guys. Soak it in. All right, you guys. Anybody willing to share just a couple of words, emotions? How do they feel? What do you imagine it's going to feel like when you reach your goal?
Fulfilling.
Fulfilling. All right. Excellent. Head nods. Were we excited by our goal? Did we feel good when we imagined reaching our goal?
Good.
Good. All right. Okay. I'm seeing some head nods. If you didn't, I want you to think about your goal a little bit harder and be like, okay, what's really going to get me going? Because we're going to get into our plan in a second. If my goal isn't something that I am really looking forward to achieving, those moments where it gets tough, it gets hard, it's going to be a little bit harder because, my goal doesn't really motivate me. Okay. And keep in mind, maybe your goal, so overall, I want to be a better basketball player, but my short-term goal is to be a better ball handler. So now if I can become a better ball handler and I hit my definition of success, I'll evaluate that goal. But this is my building block, my steps toward that overall, I want to become a better basketball player. Okay, now this one, you guys, I understand if we don't want to share things, but I want you to think about it. What do you need to do in order to reach your goal? This is something you need to write down. I'll give you some examples, though. I won't leave you high and dry. So for my ball handling, I probably need to practice ball handling. Okay, I probably need to put some extra work in. And let's say for me, I'm going to commit to, and I want you to listen to that language, you guys, because what you are doing right now is you are committing to yourself. You know, potentially you're committing to teammates and coaches because, right, if we get better, we can help our team get better. But I'm committing to myself right now. So I'm going to commit 3 times a week. I'm going to ball handle for 20 minutes. And it's getting a little bit warmer out. And keep in mind, parent house rules supersede anything I say. So if you can't dribble in your house, we're not going to dribble in our house, but I can dribble in my garage or my driveway and I can get some extra ball handling in. So that's my plan. Now, for some of you, a plan like that is perfect. You got your ball handling down, you know what to do. Maybe you have a routine. Okay. For some of you, and this is where we have to be honest, for me, I'd probably do a lot of dilly-dallying. That might be, is that too old lady term for you guys? Dilly-dally, we know what that means, right? Okay. I saw smiles. I'll take the smiles, even if you don't know what I'm saying. But for me, if I'm gonna do 20 minutes of ball handling, it might take me a little bit to get into it. So I'm going to be better off with having something laid out for me. And whatever kind of resources, I can get from a coach, or if I know I can write that down, I just need to have something to follow. Is that part of your plan? Okay. So it's really easy to say, I'm just going to spend 20 extra minutes a couple times a week, after practice or in my driveway. What are you going to do with that time? What are you going to do with that skill? Okay. see a little bit of writing still going on. And I don't want anybody to feel rushed. All right. Again, you guys, we can always go back and we can adjust the things as we go forward. We've got the perfect plan, you guys. We just wrote it out. Guess what? Sometimes things don't always go to plan, right? To be fair, it looks more like a chimney than a brick wall, but we'll take it. So we have to be honest when we're talking about goals, you guys. We feel really good, right? We think about our goal. I mean, some of you are probably like, stop talking, end the meeting. I want to go out in my driveway right now and start working on my skills because I am that excited to get going. Won't give you the lecture, but when we talk about our goals, our bodies, our brains get excited. We are wired to get excited about our goals. What doesn't always feel really good is talking about all the things that can get in the way. All right. Now, I'm not asking you to think of every single situation that could possibly go wrong. Okay. I want you to think of something that's a good possibility. Now, for me, it might just be, you know what? I get home from school. I have to walk the dog now. I'm going to have to get something to eat. And then, oh gosh, I'm going to be real thirsty. So I'm going to sit down, scroll through my Instagram, and oh my goodness, I don't have time now to do my 20 minutes because I have to get my homework done because maybe I practice later tonight. Now, part of that is time management, and don't you worry, you guys, we have that coming next week. But, I'm just trying to admit. Oh, sorry, you guys. I was trying to admit someone and my mouse is not working with me. There we go. Okay. So we have to be honest. Is the obstacle us? Now, again, are there things that are going to happen that are going to be outside of your control? Of course. So maybe one of my obstacles is I need a ride to a gym, to a court, to do what I need to do. And maybe my ride that normally is able to help me out can't. So what's my plan B? Okay. We can think about that. And maybe you can't walk, you can't bike there. You have to have a ride. You've called people, they either can't give you a ride or they're just not picking up. So getting to the gym maybe is out of the question for you. Can we move that to another day? Is there something we can do at home? So for example, if we're using the ball handling drill or the ball handling skill, I can't get a ride. And for whatever, I lost my basketball. I have one basketball in my house, gone. No idea where it is. So I can't do basketball, ball handling drills at home. What's something I could do? I've been talking too long. You guys, what are some things I could do?
Buy a new ball.
Okay, buy a new ball. All right, I could buy a new ball.
Borrow a ball.
Borrow a ball. All right.
Talk to someone about your situation.
Talk to someone about your situation.
Borrow someone's.
Borrow someone's. You guys are thinking, we're problem solving. Okay,
Play
I'm
1v1 with someone.
Oh, I like it. Entice someone else. Trick them into sharing with me. I like that one. Okay. I'm gonna shoot them all down, you guys. And not because they aren't great ideas, but I want you to really go through this process. So I can't borrow a ball from anybody. There's nobody around to play one-on-one. I can't get to the store to buy a new ball. So we're just talking about today. Okay. I think that was all of them. Okay. So all those options, fantastic. No, I couldn't do it. Nobody else. Anyone have any suggestions for what I can do to help with my ball handling?
You can build your mental mind.
Oh, yes. Oh, I wish I could see who you were. Thank you. That was awesome. Yeah, I could build my mental mind. All right. So now let's take that a step further. What does that mean? What can I do to build my mental mind?
Thinking through the dribble moves that you've been working on.
Oh, yes. That imagery, that visualization, that's a great tool. And we definitely are going to be talking about that as we go on. Any other ideas?
Watch someone else playing.
Watch someone else playing. Fantastic. I could even watch probably just specific ball handling drills, right?
Like go on YouTube and search a video and write notes down.
Yeah, write notes down. Holy cow. First of all, you guys gold star for participation for today. This is awesome. But two, yeah, you didn't have to probably think super hard. So yeah, I can go on YouTube. If I have nothing else that I can do physically, maybe I can get on YouTube and find a routine. Maybe find my favorite player and just kind of see what they do. Maybe I improve, right? Because I'm someone that I need to have my ball handling drills written down for me. Maybe I improve my plan. So this is great, you guys. Keep up the participation. So now, again, what am I able to control in that situation? Okay, so we had some great suggestions. Borrow a ball from someone. I actually figured out how to get chat. So use a kickball. I need my AD to open our gym, things like that. So what can I control? I can't control if nobody else can share a basketball with me or nobody else can get me to the gym. But you guys found a way, right? You can control. I can find basketball drills online. I can watch. I can improve my mental game, even if I can't get somewhere physically. So now going back to what your obstacle is, I want you to think about it. You don't necessarily have to share because I understand goals are personal. And we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end here. What are you able to control about that obstacle that could get in your way? All right. And I want you to hold on to that because now we're going to put a plan together. So we have our goal, right? We have our deadline. We have our definition of success. I think I said deadline already. We have some steps that we're going to take. And just like we plan to achieve our goal, we also need to plan for that obstacle. Okay. Now, the if obstacle then action is something I do want you to write down because this is part of your goal setting. It's part of your plan. So we're going to write that down. So if obstacle, if I do not have a basketball and I can't get to the gym, we'll assume all the things are included, then I am going to watch a YouTube video for ball handling and put a plan together. Now, as we're writing this, and as you guys are looking over all the things we've gone through, again, I want you to view this as a commitment to yourself, as a contract with yourself. Now, again, doesn't mean that we can't adjust this goal. It doesn't mean that if we don't reach this goal, that it's a negative thing, right? Because we can grow from failure. We said that already. But this is something that you do need to take seriously. Now, most of you are not of age, or all of you are not of age, but I still want you to go ahead. I want you to sign and date this goal sheet that we have. Okay? And again, it's a commitment to yourself. And everyone has this written on a piece of paper. This is something that I want you to put where you will see it every single day. Even if your plan doesn't include a specific action for this goal every single day, I want you to put this somewhere where you can see it every day. Now, if you want to get creative, take a picture of it, use it as your phone background or something like that, please feel free. But I don't want you to get rid of that paper copy. I want you to have that hard copy somewhere where you see it every day. Okay. Now, I talked a little bit about how goals can be kind of scary sometimes to share with other people. Goals are personal for us. They're things that we really want to achieve. And so that can make us go, I don't know if I want to share this with somebody. This is kind of, a goal can be similar to a wish, right? It can be similar to a dream, or it's something that's a stepping stone for us to get to that. So I'm not going to tell you this is something you absolutely have to do. but it can be a way to help us be held more accountable. Who can tell me what accountable means or accountability means?
Owning up to your actions and being responsible.
Very well put. Excellent. Anyone else? You did that so well. No one even has to contribute. Excellent. Yeah. So it's a responsibility, right? We want to be held accountable for the definition of accountable, but we need to make sure we're responsible for our actions. So we can do that on our own. We can also share that with someone. Now, one thing I like to say with goals, so when you look at your plan, does your plan, and maybe not your if-then plan, include someone else, someone giving you a ride or someone working out with you? Okay, if it includes someone else, that might be a good person to share your goal with, to share your plan with. One, because you're gonna have to ask them to work out with you if they're part of your plan or to give you a ride. But two, that can help you with the accountability as well. And it's okay. This is not something we have to do all on our own all the time. And not just to hold us accountable, but help us support too, right? You were excited, you guys, when you talked about your goals. You were excited to think, oh, this is what it's going to feel like. I'm going to be really proud. I'm going to feel really fulfilled. I'm going to feel accomplished when I get this done. I'm going to be one step closer to that bigger goal I have. That'd be kind of cool to share that with someone who could share that with you, right? So don't hesitate to share that with anybody, you guys. Just kind of as an accountability thing. All right. How many of you, no, let me do it this way because I can't see all of you. How confident are we feeling? Actually, I'm going to scroll through on a scale of 1 to 5, and 0 will be I'm not confident at all, and 5 will be I got this. Go ahead, put up a number to your camera, you guys. Just hold it up there for a little bit. Okay. All right, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. Awesome, you guys. Very good. All right, I am not going to call anybody out, but if you were a 3 or less, okay, if you were a 3 or less, I want you to think, why did you do that? Or sorry, why did you give yourself a 3 or less? And there's nothing wrong with that. But what can I do? Again, what can I control to increase my confidence rating? So let's go back to my ball handling. 3 times a week for 20 minutes. You know what? I've got a lot of responsibilities after school. I don't know if I can do 3 times for 20 minutes. I know for sure I can get a workout in on the weekend, and I'm pretty confident I can get 1 day during the week. So maybe I adjust my goal plan, not my goal, to 2 times for 20 minutes. I'm still working towards my goal, but I've had to adjust that plan a little bit. Okay. So again, put that somewhere where you guys can see it. Last little thing I want to make sure I give you guys enough time to ask questions. And if we need to kind of rework some stuff, that's fine. I really like this quote. I know it's not a basketball player, but we do know who Usain Bolt is. Maybe not all of us. We do. Okay. I'm seeing some faces that look young with thumbs up. So I'm confident we know what that is. I want you to think about that, right? We have dreams. We should have dreams. Dreams can also be really exciting. The goals is what helps us get there. The goals are the plan. The goals are our commitment to ourselves to say, I am going to do these things to reach my definition of success for this goal. Okay. So how will you pay for your goals? That's our plan, right? Obstacle comes up, we have our if-then plan as well. Does anybody, now I will say, and I'm sure Coach Joe can share this too, but I'm going to have you guys, if you have any questions, I'm going to unshare just in a minute, but that's all my contact info. If you have questions after this, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, you guys. Email or text is going to be the best way for me to get back to you quickly. But I want to open up the floor to questions. But again, if something pops up later on, please don't hesitate